What up, everybody? Welcome back to my top five. Normally we're doing weekly shows, but we are gonna pop up every here and there and like do a little response video or a video that pops up into our minds. You might see me by myself. You might see Seven by himself. Once again, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Seven.
And of course, he's eating again. What are we eating today?
I'm not going to say the brand name, but it's a protein bar.
Protein bar. Yesterday was cake. Today's a protein bar.
bar.
I don't have no food today. But we're going to be talking about last night's return to the NBA, how great it was to watch basketball again. One thing popped into my mind, I'm like, I got to do a response, is I had a feeling this was going to happen. All the talk is about LeBron. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, LeBron is great, one of the greatest. But anybody that watched that game last night and didn't recognize that AD was the main reason why the Lakers won last night, I don't feel like they watch basketball. They don't know basketball. They don't recognize basketball. They probably are just, what do they call LeBron stands? What do they call them?
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah,
LeBron stands.
Yeah, they just... So, LeBron had a decent game. He's coming back rusty. He's 35. He played well. He played some good stints where he played good defense. But I remember in the third quarter, leading to the end of the third quarter, the Lakers were down by 12, 13 points. LeBron goes to the bench, and AD puts him on his back and carries them back to a tie game. I think they even took the lead at one point going into the fourth quarter. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's going to remember this. The fact that they could have just turned over, quit, they're down by double digits, Kawhi was giving it to them, Paul George was giving it to them, they're playing without Lou Williams, without Montrezl Harrell, and they're smacking them up and down the court, and AD's like, nah, we're going to come back, we're going to win this game. And then of course, as the game goes on, great game, goes back and forth, LeBron takes the final shot, misses badly, gets his rebound, scores, they win. Who are they interviewing at the end of the game? LeBron with his, 14 points? AD balled out. Out. Changing shots at the rim, rebounding, block shots, clutch shots, got them back into that game, played huge all game. Interviewed LeBron at the end of the game. I was like, this is why I think AD is going to leave at the end of this year. You play with LeBron, you're going to be in his shadow no matter what you do. You could be the better player on the court that day. LeBron's going to get the credit. And LeBron's definitely put in the, paved the way, put in the work. He's going to get credit sometimes when he doesn't deserve it, like last night's game. But unbelievable. AD played out his mind. He was the best player on the floor easily. And today I'm seeing on all the on the radio stations. Obviously, we're based in New York, so I'm seeing a lot of this stuff. On New York television, New York radio. LeBron's getting all the credit. And there are some people saying like AD played a good game. Like, he played a good game. AD is the reason why the Lakers won yesterday. And he's probably going to be the only reason why the Lakers would have any chance at winning at the end of the year, is if AD plays out his mind. But that being said, AD plays out his mind. LeBron played a decent game. Waiters played way better than I thought he was going to. JR played above what I thought he was going to. The only person that really stunk it up bad on the court yesterday was Dwight Howard. He was horrible. Yeah, he was so bad. That being said, the Clippers are missing Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell, and they won by 2. And the Lakers won by 2 points. I think I was right with my top 5 yesterday. I don't know if you feel different about it today, but I just don't see the Lakers. I don't even see them beating a team like Denver full strength. I don't see them. They're gonna have trouble against some of the other teams that are just deeper than them. Them having to bring J.R. Smith off of retirement, basically, imposed in retirement. Deion Waiters cut because he loves his edibles and his weed too much. Couldn't stop doing it. They brought him out. Like, they're just grasping at straws just to fill a roster to put around LeBron. And I feel bad for LeBron, but at the same time, bro, you got AD. And AD is balling out his mind. He carried that team to win. If it wasn't for him, they would have lost by 20 points. Easy. maybe even worse. But tell us what you think. I don't know. You have anything to add?
With that being said, I'm gonna stick with my my top 5. You know, from our first episode. I still, you know, like you said, we wasn't even at full strength. Not us, but the Clippers weren't at full strength, and it still was a close game. Just a couple of little, you know, missteps down the stretch, whatever. You know, dudes, you know, even though they're in the bubble, you know, it's a different environment. Dudes have to get accustomed to it, and you know, they probably all still a little rusty. They had a few months off and shit like that. But I still believe the Clippers is going to take it this season.
How do you feel about the Lakers? That was your number 2
that was
team?
number 2. Yeah, you know, because you know, and that's just a lot. Don't get it twisted. LeBron's still LeBron. AD. They got a couple other pieces that are probably going to, you know, keep them very competitive when playoff time comes. Like we still not sure though. We didn't even check to make sure like it was the 1 through 16 format.
That'll be that. We'll double check on that.
Right. Yeah.
If you guys know, please comment down below. But I'm not sure if it's East West. I thought I heard that it was 1 through 16.
Right.
That was why they're pushing for the Pelicans to be in there. So,
right.
Like, the Lakers have the best record in the league. They play against the Pelicans. Quickly on the Pelicans, they're not making the playoffs. They're going to be done. They lost to Utah yesterday. They only have 7 games to make up, 3.5 games for the 8th place.
They're not ready yet.
They're not ready. Lonzo's shot looked off again. I think that time off hurt him because he was playing well.
He was too.
Donovan Mitchell is a beast. Donovan Mitchell's a beast. How good would he have looked in a Knicks uniform? Yeah, I had to add that in there. Knicks passed on him, right? Who did they draft again instead of him?
All this Knicks jabs is going to have a negative effect on our relationship on this podcast.
They took Ntilikina, right? Instead of Donovan Mitchell? That's what I think it was. It was Ntilikina. Yeah. Anyways. We'll talk about the Knicks another day, about them hiring Tibbs and how he's going to run everybody into the ground, and the Knicks are going to be picking the lottery for the next few years. You know, maybe there'll be some good prospects coming up. You guys have a good young team full of really good high school players that were be high draft picks.
Finish. Yo, listen, don't get it twisted. Even though our first inaugural episode and this recap episode is, you know, about is sports based, this is not a sports podcast.
Right.
This is a life podcast dealing with all topics. One thing also I wanted to add too, you know, on the topic is that one thing I did like about outside of, you know, LeBron being the one interviewed after the game, I like that he did speak on social issues,
right?
So social injustices, and you know, I like that was the topic of his interview. You know what I mean? He said some valid things, and I tip my hat to him in that regard. And I seen a few of the players yesterday for the first night of games. You know, they had, you know, messages on their jerseys. You know what I mean? It just wasn't a bunch of dudes running around out there with nicknames on the back of their jerseys.
You got to leave it to the NBA to always lead the way when it comes to stuff like this.
Right.
I mean,
And the WNBA too.
WNBA too.
You know
I mean, they have players that have literally quit playing basketball for social justice reasons.
Yeah. And that game started. It was like it seemed like everybody knelt, including some of the staff.
Sure,
and
I think everybody
right?
took a knee. Referees took a knee. Coaches took a knee for the national anthem. I think it's they are going to use their platform for, you know, to continue the conversation, which I think is important.
Very. Let's not get distracted. At the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing to have entertainment.
Sure.
But you know, there's a lot of issues we have as a people. You know what I mean? As a country, as a human race globally.
Yeah.
Like, because we are fucking up as a human race. We are failing.
Yes.
But anyway, that was all I had to add.
Yeah, we'll get in. You know, we'll probably maybe get into politics at some point, talk about that. But you know, for the most part, we're gonna try to gear towards sports entertainment, but we'll talk about everything. You know, if you guys want us to, again, you can email us, leave a comment under if there's something you want us to talk about. Top 5 presidents, top 5 countries to live in, our opinions.
Top
Please.
5 video games.
He's traveled the world. I've traveled most of the world. We've been to a lot of different countries.
Top 5 countries.
Top 5 countries. Top 5. Whatever. If you have a topic that you want to talk about, you know, we're open to it. Please Like our videos, subscribe, send it to friends, share it. And if you disagree with us, please
That's
comment.
cool.
You know,
Cool.
we'll interact. I'm good with that. We also have an Instagram. It's my top 5 podcast Instagram. Follow us there. We'll be posting stuff on there as well.
What's the
Huh?
email?
Email is mytop5podcast@gmail.com. Get in touch with us. You know, we're going to try to be as active as possible. And if you have any questions, hit us up. Again, Lakers, I just don't see it. AD's got to play out his mind every game. LeBron's got to be better as this goes on, which I think he will be. I think LeBron will take it to another level.
Clippers got weapons.
Yeah, I just the
Paul
depth.
George.
The depth of the Lakers right now is just not looking good. When they start to play some of these deeper teams, like LeBron played 34, 35 minutes yesterday. AD played 34, 35 minutes. You know, it's just not a good look, I think. Personally, I mean, you might disagree. I think we'll see AD in the Bulls uniform next year. That's another conversation we can have. Top 5 free agents after the season's done.
Did you see the audience? The
audience,
audience.
yeah.
I found out this morning. I was watching the news. The audience is actually
It's digital. Like
but it's actual people.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have to
Chris Bosh was there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but if you do
that's
some
cool.
bullshit while you're in the audience, they will cut you out of there. That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I might sign up for that and be in the audience and shit.
Yeah.
And be cheering and booing and shit.
It's good.
That's
It's
different
good.
from home.
Wear your Knicks stuff too while you're watching.
This is 7.
This is Jonathan, my top 5. See you next time.
Hey.